Matatag Curriculum, English Grade 4, Quarter 1, Lesson 5, Action Verb and Tenses of the Verb. Hello kids! How are you today? Are you ready to learn another lesson in English 4? If yes, then let's start. Our topic is about action verb and tenses of the verb. This is teacher Aika, your online teacher. For our learning competency, compose appropriate sentences for clarity and coherence. Lesson objectives. First, define and identify the action verb. Second, use the tenses of verbs, simple present, simple past, and simple future. Third, use the correct voice of the verb. Fourth, identify descriptive or qualitative or attributive adjectives. And fifth, give and compose the characteristics of a complex sentence. Here are the content of our lesson. A. Action verb. B. Tenses of the verb. C. Voices of the verb. D. Adjectives. And E. Complex sentence. Let's have first vocabulary. Directions: unscramble the letter to get the correct answer. First, these are words that express actions. The correct answer is verbs. Second, tense of a verb that is used to express an action that occurs in the present, a habitual action, or a general truth or fact. The correct answer is present tense. Third, tense of a verb that expresses an action that will take place in the future. The correct answer is future tense. Fourth, are words that describe or modify nouns or pronouns. The correct answer is adjectives. Fifth, performs the action or the doer of the action. The correct answer is subject. For today's lesson, our topic is about action verb. What do you know about action verb? Can you share it to the class? Now, listen as the teacher reads the paragraph, then answer the questions that follow. Today is our rest day. I look outside and see the raindrops fall. It is really the beginning of the rainy season. Mother cooks merienda for us. He watched children's show while father reads the newspaper. After watching, I played board games with my siblings. Now, what are the action words in the paragraph? Let's see. This time, let us circle all the action words. Today is our rest day. I look outside and see the raindrops fall. It is really the beginning of the rainy season. Mother cooks merienda for us. We watch children's shows while Father reads the newspaper. After watching, I played board games with my siblings. The action verbs in the paragraph are look, cook, watch, read, and played. Now, can you give other action words? Here are my examples. Explore, create, gather, solve, prepare. Next, discuss, teach, clean, travel, celebrate. Now, let us answer the questions. Number 1, what can we see outside the house? The answer, we can see the raindrops falling outside the house. Number 2, what can we say about the raindrops? The answer, the raindrops indicate that it is the beginning of the rainy season. Number 3, what does Mother do? Mother cooks merienda for the family. Number 4, what does Father do? Father reads the newspaper. Number 5, what do the children do? The children watch children's shows and play board games with their siblings. This time, let's read another paragraph, then choose the action words. I woke up early in the morning. I brushed my teeth and walked to the kitchen. I smelled the fried fish that Mother cooked. I prepared a cup of milk and spread peanut butter in the hot pandesal. I smiled because I was satisfied with the delicious breakfast that Mother prepared. This time, let us encircle all the action verbs. I woke up early in the morning. I brushed my teeth and walked to the kitchen. I smelled the fried fish that Mother cooked. I prepared a cup of milk and spread peanut butter in the hot pandesal. I smiled because I was satisfied with the delicious breakfast that Mother prepared. So now, let's read the action words in the paragraph. Woke, brushed, walked, smelled. Cooked, prepared, spread, and smile. And here are some other examples of action words. Let us identify the verb in the sentences. Number 1, the boys will practice for their competition next week. The verb is will practice. Number 2, we will get high grades if we study hard. The verb is will get. Number 3, all players will do their best to win the game. The verb is will do. Number 4, they will get ready for the practice tomorrow. Will do their best to win the game. The verbs are will get and will do. Number 5, they will prepare snacks later. The verb is will prepare. These are the words that express actions. They are essential for conveying what someone or something is doing, has done, or will do. This is what we called tenses of the verbs. So now let's have verbs first. Verbs are action words and they have tenses. Tenses of the verbs. Tenses of the verbs tell when an action is done. So if you see the word time, what comes into your mind? When I hear time in relation to tenses, I think about when actions happen, whether they are happening now, happened before, or will happen later. Let's have the set A sentences. A pilot operates an airplane. What do you think is the verb in the sentence? It's operates. Number 2, teachers help us to learn. And the verb in the sentence is help. Number 3, every afternoon young children sleep. The verb is sleep. Number 4, boys play basketball every weekend. The verb is play. Number 5, Julia travels every month. The verb is travels. Good job, kids! Now, what are the action words in the given sentences? Operates, help, sleep, play, travels are examples of action words that we call verbs. Again, verbs. So when do these actions take place? These actions take place in the present time. Thus, they are verbs in the present tense. So what is a present tense? Present tense describes action that is happening now or regularly. Let's try to look at the examples. Pilot operates. Pilot is in singular and operates is in singular form also. And this means singular noun pilot matches with singular verb operates. Next, we have Julia travels. Julia is singular and travels is singular, which means singular noun Julia matches with singular verb travels. Next example, teachers help. Teachers and help is in plural form, which means plural noun teachers matches with base form verb help. Next, children and sleep. Children and sleep are in plural form, which means plural noun children matches with base form verb sleep. The last one, boys play. Boys is in plural and play is in plural form also, which means that plural noun boys matches with base form verb play. Always remember that singular subjects must have singular verbs, while plural subjects must have plural verbs. Let's have the example for simple present tense of the verb. The dog barks loudly. Dog is the subject or the topic of the sentence. Barks is the action word. This sentence describes what the dog does regularly or right now. Number 2, she reads a book every night. She is the subject, reads is the action word. This sentence tells us that reading a book is something she does regularly every night. Third, they eat lunch at school. They is the subject, eat is the action word. And this sentence explains that eating lunch is an activity they do at school. Let us read these sentences. Number 1, she visited her grandmother last week. The verb is visited. Number 2, we watched a movie at the theater yesterday. The verb is watched. Number 3, they played basketball in the covered court last Saturday. The verb is played. Number 4, they swam in the river last Friday. The verb is swam. Number 5, the lady sang on the stage last Monday. The verb is sang. Now, let us study the following. First column, we have the present tense, and second column, we have the past tense. So now, let's start with visit. Past tense of visit is visited. Watched, watched. Play, played. Swim, swam. Sing, sung. Now, the verbs in the second column are in the past tense. Visited, watched, played are called regular verbs, while swam and sung are examples of irregular verbs. So now, using these examples, can you explain how a regular verb and an irregular verb are formed? Always remember that regular verbs, these are formed by adding ed to the base form to create the past tense, while irregular verbs do not follow a consistent pattern for forming the past tense. Their past tense forms are unique and must be learned individually. simple past tense of a verb. It describes action that happened and finished in the past. Now, let's see examples of simple past tense of the verb. First, she walked to school yesterday. She is the subject or the topic of the sentence, and walked is the verb. Walked shows that she went to school in the past, specifically yesterday. Second, they ate pizza last night. They is the subject of the sentence. Ate is the verb. Ate tells us that they had pizza in the past last night. Third example, he played a game on Saturday. He is the subject or the topic of the sentence. Played is the verb. And played means he had fun with the game in the past, on Saturday. For set B sentences, number 1, we will visit Grandma in the province in May. What is the verb? We will. Number 2, I shall finish my work before bedtime. The verb is shall finish. Number 3, she will swim in the pool tomorrow. The verb is will swim. Number 4, my brother will fix the faucet on Saturday. The verb is will fix. And number 5, the learners shall present their project on Tuesday. The verb is shall present. Now, what are the action words in the sentence? Number 1, will visit. Number 2, shall visit. Number 3, will swim. Number 4, will swim. And number 5, shall present. What do we call these verbs? These are verbs in the simple future tense. Here are the examples. She will walk to school tomorrow. She is the subject. Will walk is the verb. And will walk shows that she plans to go to school in the future, specifically tomorrow. Second, they will eat pizza next weekend. They is the subject or the topic of the sentence. Will eat is the verb. And will eat means they will have pizza in the future next weekend. Next, third example, he will play a game after school. He is the subject. Will play is the verb. Will play indicates that he plans to play a game in the future after school. So when we say simple future tense of the verb, it describes actions that will happen in the future. Can you explain how to form the simple future tense of a verb? Okay, to form the simple future tense, first, use will or shall for some cases. Second, add the base form of the verb. And here's the formula. Subject plus will plus base verb. Now, what do you have to remember about tenses of the verb? Present tense. The simple present tense of the verb is used to express an action that occurs in the present, a habitual action or a general truth or fact. It is formed by adding s or es or s form. When a singular verb ends in y preceded by a consonant, change y to I, then add es. It is also formed by retaining its original form or its base form. Next, we have past tense. The simple past tense of a verb is used to describe an action that happened in the past or before the present time. Regular verbs form their past tense by adding d or ed to their base form. Irregular verbs form their past tense by retaining their base form or changing their spelling. Let's have an activity. Visual verb quest. Write the action verbs shown in these pictures. Number 1, eat. Correct. Number 2, play. Correct. Number 3, it's jog. Correct. Number 4, sing. Correct. And last, number 5, pray. It's correct. Good job, kids! Our next activity is about verb identification challenge. Choose the verb or action verb in each sentence and write it on your paper. Number 1, the lovely lady sings a beautiful song. Number 2, the dog barks at the mailman. Number 3, they dance to the music. Number 4, Geraldine writes a letter to her sister. Number 5, he plucks the cord of the guitar. Number 6, James ate 2 slices of cake. Number 7, Peter and Simon play tennis twice a week. Number 8, he drives the new car. And number 9, Michelle watches a movie. Number 10, Samuel jumps on the floor. And here are the answers. Number 1, sings. Number 2, barks. Number 3, dance. Number 4, writes. And number 5, plucks. Number 6, 8. Number 7, play. Number 8, drives. Number 9, watches. And number 10, jumps. Next, we have tenses of verb. Letter A, identify the tense of the underlined verb in the sentence. Number 1, Joel ran to the other side of the street a while ago. Number 2, Myla will play volleyball for the tournament. Number 3, the man walked around the plaza. Number 4, the children sing the national anthem. Number 5, the girl jumped over the rope. And here are the answers. Number 1, it's past tense. Number 2, future tense. Number 3, past tense. Number 4, present tense. And number 5, past tense. Letter B, you have to choose the correct verb in each sentence. Number 1, last night she eats dinner with her family. Number 2, they finishes their project last Saturday. Number 3, I reads, will read a mystery book on Sunday. And number 4, they will go to the zoo next week. Number 5, the flowers bloomed beautifully now. And here are the answers. Number 1, 8. Number 2, finished. Number 3, read. Number 4, will go. Number 5, bloom. So, task questions, what are the tenses of the verb? And lesson activity, the teacher will divide the class into 4 groups. Each group will be given different sets of activities. For group number 1, identify the verbs used in the sentences. Number 1, the artist painted a colorful picture of the garden. Number 2, the sun shines brightly in the sky. Number 3, Eliza plays the piano beautifully. Number 4, the children laugh loudly at the clown. And number 5, the teacher explained the lesson very well. And here are the answers. Number 1, painted. Number 2, shines. Number 3, plays. Number 4, laugh. And number 5, explained. For group number 2, identify the appropriate verbs for the following sentences. Number 1, we pray, play, run inside the church. Number 2, father works, plays, teaches on the farm. Number 3, my brother plays, prays, dances the badminton in the plaza. Number 4, Willie waters, drinks, eats the plants every afternoon. And number 5, Rosa reads, looks, smiles an exciting book during the weekend. And here's the answer. Number 1, pray. Number 2, works. Number 3, plays. Number 4, waters. And number 5, reads. For group number 3, identify the tense of the verb. Write simple present, simple past, or simple future. Number 1, went. Number 2, will study. Number 3, go. Number 4, praise. And number 5, cook. And here are the answers. Number 1, simple past. Number 2, simple future. Number 3, simple present. Number 4, simple present. Number 5, simple present. For group number 4, identify the verbs in the sentences, then write if is simple present, simple past, or simple future. Number 1, the rose blooms beautifully. Number 2, we will go to the beach on Saturday. Number 3, we attended church service last Sunday. Number 4, the farmers gather vegetables on the farm. And number 5, the learners will pass their project on time. And here are the answers. Number 1, present tense. Number 2, future tense. Number 3, past tense. Number 4, present tense. And number 5, future tense. And for the last group, number 4, identify the verbs in the sentences, then write if it is simple present, simple past, or simple future. Number 1, the rose blooms beautifully. Number 2, we will go to the beach on Saturday. Number 3, we attended church service last Sunday. And number 4, the farmers gather vegetables on the farm. And last, number 5, the learners will pass their projects on time. And here are the answers. Number 1, simple present. Number 2, simple future. Number 3, simple past. Number 4, simple present. And number 5, simple future. Good job, kids! And that wraps up today's lesson. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you!